Lance, firstly, congratulations on notching up 350 games. It's a fair achievement. What's your first thought when you think about notching up another huge milestone?
Firstly, it's a lot of games. Yeah, it's something that I'm very proud of. There's no doubt about that. To reach 350 games in AFL football is an enormous achievement, and to play 50 games is a huge achievement. 100 games, 150, to become a life member at two footy clubs is something very special to me, and I'm very proud of it.
What does the week look like, mate? Give us paint a picture of what this next sort of week looks like leading into that game.
I'm pretty low key, so try to keep it pretty simple. But obviously, there's going to be a little bit of commentary around it. There's no doubt about that. But I'll keep it pretty simple. Go into just train, get prepared for another game. But obviously, have my family, my friends, people that have been on the journey with me at the game. My wife, my kids. It's going to be a special night.
When you finish your career, I think you'll be basically in the top 15 of games ever, all time. 1 to 15, it's a pretty good achievement. Did you know you were going to be in that echelon?
No, no, I didn't. It's going to be a huge achievement. It really is. This is my 19th season, so to be lucky enough to play this great game for that many years and to reach such a special milestone. There's obviously been some ups and downs throughout my journey, but to finally reach there will be really special.
You mentioned it's your 19th season. How's the body feeling in general?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously playing the game for so long, especially these last few years, I've been really managed well by the club, and they've looked after me and make sure that I'm able to get out there most weeks, which has been really good. And I'm still enjoying it, loving it, really passionate about it. We've got a great group here at the footy club, so hopefully we can go out there on Thursday night and have a win.
And you're extremely durable. Over your career, you've averaged basically 19 games per season. What do you put that down to? Is it preparation? Is it genetics? How are you so durable, apart from really one season that you missed?
Yeah, I think genetics would probably be a big factor in it. You obviously have to have a little bit of luck, but I think looking after yourself, I think managing your body, being upfront and honest with yourself too, that you can't do what you did when you first started. You can't be doing every training session, which is for me pretty hard. You want to be able to do everything, but once you get a little bit older, you need to manage yourself to make sure that that you're right to go game day, and that can be mentally challenging at times because everyone wants to train as much as possible, but when you get to my age, you've got to manage yourself best as possible and do all the right things to make sure you can get out there.
I know you mentioned your family earlier, but is that going to be emotional on the day running out with them?
I won't run out with the kids, but they'll be down in the change rooms. But yeah, it will be not an emotional time. I think more a lot of happiness. Obviously having my kids there and my wife and my parents and people that have been on this journey with me, to be there all together, especially after the game, will be a moment I'm looking forward to.
All right, let's talk about some of the old times. Give us your toughest opponent over 350 games.
Toughest opponent would be Luke McFarlane from Fremantle. Was very, very good defender. He had my measure a few times, and then Tommy Lonergan from Geelong. Both had my measure plenty of times over my career, so those two would definitely be my toughest.
What about your toughest teammate that you've played with?
Toughest? Are you saying toughest and the best? Or
yeah, sure.
The best, I'd probably go Hodgie. Yeah, Hodgie or Goodsy. Those two for sure stand out. And Goodsy I only had him for 2 years, so he would have been my age when he was finishing up. But you could just see some of the stuff he was doing, even at 35, 36, was just incredible. And then Hodgie was just a leader that just went about his business, led from the front, and knew he was just going to stand up on the big occasions.
Going back again to iconic moments, your 100 goals when you were a lot younger than you are now, and 1,000 goals last year, both similar images with the crowd running onto the field. What are your memories of those two, and what's your favourite out of the two?
The memories, I was only 21 when I kicked the 100, so I was I was a kid, so I don't think there was much going on with the thought process there. But that year was just about having fun and going out there and having fun kicking goals, and that's what I was able to do at such a young age. But memories from that night were just a pure excitement. Pretty similar to the 1,000 goals, I think. Just the build up to the game and then able to finally get there was a special moment, and to have once again my family and friends and people that have been on the journey with me to be there on that night was something very special. And I've always said this, to kick the 100 goals, to kick the 1,000 goals, I can't have done that without the players I played with and to be at two special clubs that have been awesome for my journey. I couldn't speak more highly of both clubs.
I was going to ask you about the transition from the Hawks to Sydney. Is it hard to believe that you sit here 10 years later after you did that presser with Horse all those years ago? Did you think you'd be here 10 years later still playing?
Yeah, I did. I was always confident, and I've gone on record saying that. I've always been confident that I was able to see out that 9-year contract and was able to do that, and now I'm in my 10th. But it's been good. It's been good. I think the thing for me is it's all about that passion and drive, and that's never left me, and still driving me on now.
You talk about that passion and drive. Do you still, in 2023, do you still want to dominate games, or are you comfortable being that role player with Logan and teaching Joel and teaching Hayden McLean how to work that forward craft, or you still have that drive to kick the bags of goals?
No, I've never been about kicking the goals. That's not my goal. I think you still want to impact games as much as possible. There's no doubt about that. But I'm also conscious of where I sit too. Like we've got a lot of young boys coming through at the moment that are ready to take over the club, and I'm just here to help guide them through the last couple of years and this year, and make sure that when I do hang up the boots, that those boys are ready to go. And you've even seen that this year. Like Logan's out injured at the moment, but he's kicked 19 goals. Hayden McLean's really stepped up this year, and then Joel unfortunately went out with a hamstring. But they've all got bright futures, and I'm just here helping them out as much as possible, and I've really enjoyed that this year.
I know you don't want to talk about your future, so I won't ask. But is the next 10 to 12 games about almost playing that coaching role in the forward line?
Well, I think that's been my role for the last 9 years when I've been here. Like I've obviously been a leader at the club for a long time, and it's something I've really enjoyed. But I think especially these last couple of years, obviously coming towards the back end of my career, I just want to make sure that I'm helping these younger guys come through as much as possible, whether that's out on the training track or game day, that when I do hang the boots up, that these boys have been around me, learnt off me, whether that's about preparation, how you go about training, or game day.
This might be a really difficult question. What's your career highlight? Do you have one where you just look back and go, geez, that was a good day?
Well, 1,000 goals, obviously. I think that's definitely the career highlight. There's no doubt about that. I think just to kick the 4 goals on a night when you're sort of under the pump a little bit too, that it was a big stage. Had my family all come across for the game. There was a lot of people there, so to get it done, I think on that night, it was forecast to rain, and it didn't rain at all. And then I'd kick the 4th goal, and then it starts raining. So someone above was looking at me for sure. No.
And are your family, parents, sisters, etc., coming on Thursday night?
Yeah, I've got over 30 family and friends coming. But I'm sure there'll be a few more.
Very good. I want to talk not too much longer. What about Horse, the influence that he's had on your career? I watch from afar, and it looks like he's almost a father figure to you. How has your relationship developed over the last 10 years?
Yeah, he's been really influential for my career. There's no doubt about that. I think we've got a really tight bond. Had some honest conversations over the years. There's no doubt about that. But he's always been a shoulder to lean on for me throughout my career, and he's just been awesome to play under. He really has. I think just the way he builds relationships with everyone at the club, whether you're a first-year player or play for 19 years, he's really good at building relationships and all the boys want to play for him. That's for sure.
What about the Swans in general? I know you came from the Hawks, obviously. When you look back and you're old and grey and 70 years old, what will you think about the Sydney Swans as a football club?
A lot of pride for me, really. Like I've been fortunate enough to come to this club. It's such a proud footy club, a club that never gives in, that's for sure. And when I was watching on from the Hawks days, you could see this is a club that just fights to the death, and that was part of the reason I came to this club. And that's still here till this day. And yeah, I'm just super proud to have played for this club, and hopefully it continues on.
What about personally? How would you like to be remembered as a footballer and a person?
To be remembered as a player, just someone that had a crack, enjoy, just have fun. I think that's been the biggest thing throughout my journey, is that I've kept things pretty simple, and I think the key's been obviously that enjoyment part, and that's probably why I've lasted so long, is because I keep things simple, go out there with a smile on my face and just enjoy it, whether that's training, whether that's doing weights, Pilates, just having fun, and building strong relationships with everyone here.
12 games left in 2023. What do they look like for you, mate?
Just enjoying it, just really enjoying it. Obviously, we haven't got off to the best of starts this year, so that's been a little bit disappointing. We've had the rough trot with injuries this year, especially with key players out. So I think probably the key is just to keep playing the way we have been probably the last 2 games, get some key personnel back, then hopefully we can go on a run.
It'd be pretty good to notch up a win on 350, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would. It would. I think I was reading the other day. I think I've had 4 milestone games against St Kilda over my journey.
And how have they gone?
Not too bad. I think we've won them all. So, so this will be my 4th or 5th milestone against them, which is incredible, really, when you think about it. It's rare.
It is rare. Lance, thanks for your time, mate,
Yeah,
and good luck
beauty.
on Thursday night.
Thanks, Tom.